welcome along and welcome back to Attingham Park. It's been an early start today. We are up here at field 46, just finishing off this contract. We're down to the last sort of 10-11%, but we are 95% of the way through this contract. It's going to be a fairly busy day here near Attingham Park. We are going to be doing, well, we need to de-stone field 1. So that's on the agenda for today. That needs doing. We want to really get started doing the seeding today if we can. If we can get the spring barley in, that would move us forward quite nicely. But to be perfectly honest, I don't mind getting into a lot of seeding next month if necessary. But right now we are just coming to the end of this. Yeah, just a little bit more down here. We've been doing a lot of seeding on the potatoes. They seem to have had quite a bit of need to seed them. Oh no, fertilize them. They've needed the extra nitrogen. And somebody said, oh, why didn't I just turn it down to the minimum amount and do it with that? To me, that didn't feel very realistic. I felt I needed to be doing it at about the same rate as the other fields that we were doing, or as our own fields. And so, yeah, I've set it to sort of the middle rate that will allow us to do them. And yeah, that is the last contract done and dusted. So I'm going to get us back up to the farm, and we are going to go and work out from there where we're going. While we're on the way back here, I just want to pop into field 6 quickly, because I have a horrible feeling about this. Apart from the fact that the field is absolutely covered in weeds. The pH value is bad, but as you can see, it already has lime on it. I think we're going to have to actually work this field first before we can go and do anything with it, which is annoying because the whole field is actually in a state where it can be seeded, but we're going to have to go and put the power harrow over it and then go and yeah, let's oh wow, quite a traffic jam on here. We're gonna have to and they're gonna have to spread lime on it on there before we can actually go and seed it, which is yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time. So our next job is gonna be to collect the stones off field 1. What I want to do then is drop off our spreader here. We've got our little Ford sitting in the shed with part of a bag of fertilizer left. Let's take that off. I'm just going to have a look. How much fertilizer do we have? Yeah, this is our last bag, and it has 855 liters in it. So we are going to have to buy 5 more bags of fertilizer in order to do our own fields, and I don't think that's going to be enough. I think we're going to want a fair amount of fertilizer for our own farm as well. First though, what we do have to do, as I said before, is we've got to go and do field 1, get all the stones off it. They are all fairly large stones because we were doing the ploughing on there. And it means that to get that field ready for seeding, we're going to have to get stuff picked up. So let's head into our shop and have a look A, at what's on offer today, and B, how much it's going to cost us to hire a stone picker. So things on offer is there's a Pro Chop 150, which would actually be really good. We need something to give bales to our pigs. I don't think this will take square bales. I think we'd have to stack them vertically in it. So I'm not sure that's a great choice for us at the moment. But there's not really many other choices. There is this wonderful X9 combine for 214,000. We are nowhere near being able to afford that. Right, let's go in on the stone pickers, though. There we go. Stone pickers are in here. So the signature 720, which is 2.3 meters versus 3.8 for the larger one. 200 horsepower for the larger one, though. Oh, wow. 120 for this. How much would this cost to lease? That would be 2,652 to lease, but would be very easy to handle. It's got a 5.5 meter. Yeah, I'm gonna go for ease here rather than savings. The other thing I need to do while I'm in the shop is we need to finish off that contract. So let's collect for that as well. And yeah, 25,666 we have. Now this only takes 120 horsepower and this has 135. This 7810 horse, this 7810 turbo. So this should be more than able to do this. The capacity on this is smaller, is the only thing. And those are not going to hook up for whatever reason. That's all right. It'll run as it is and be absolutely fine. And we can go and clear off the field fairly quickly. Which is what we need to do because I want to get moving on to the seeding. With the lime that's been spread on field 1, I'm a little worried I'm not going to be able to see the stones. But if we have a look at the map, I just had a quick look at my my pigs actually, and all of them are doing fairly well. We could do with some straw in there, which I was talking about a minute ago. And yeah, we're going to have to get some food in there soon. But otherwise, they're doing fairly well at the moment. Let's open this up. I think this is actually probably going to work fairly well if I'm lucky. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to be able to see on the field where we are. What I did go in here to look at before I got distracted by the pigs was exactly how bad the stones on here are. If we turn on stones and turn off needs plowing, yeah, we have some very large stones all over field 1. So I want to get them picked up and sorted, and leasing this for the day should get the job done. Now our county has come very close to finishing off this field here, but it's not quite there. We need to turn it around and get it to finish this off. Does mean the top third of this field here is going to be ready for our barley planting, which is great news. I want to get this planted before we start on the next piece, and it's going to be quite an interesting bit to get that done. Also interesting that we've only really limed up to this point here. The very top end of this didn't really need doing. So let's set that off again, and we can go back to our stone picking. And it was worth spending the few extra £100 to get this stone picker, I think. It will speed this job up a lot quicker, and we'll return it. I can't really set a hard worker going on this job because the stone pickers are well known for getting full and still going on, and then not picking up stones when they do. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure that everything gets picked up on here. We want to do as little damage to our equipment as we can. And it is a really nice stone picker, this. I do like it very, very much. It works well, but it does have a smaller capacity than the Dagelmans. It's a wider pickup, but a much smaller capacity. Not such a problem if you don't have a massive number of stones on your field, but a field like this, we might end up emptying it a few times. And I've just got to work out where on my farm, actually, I'm going to be emptying it out, that these stones are going to be out of the way. County has finished work, and we can bring it back around. As I said, I'm very tempted to take it up to field 6 and get it to work there. We kind of need, actually, for it to get to do field 3, because That's where we're going to be planting stuff after this. Yeah, it's going to be the middle part of field 12 and field 3. I also want to clear whatever courseplay course I've got on here. In fact, I think a courseplay course on field 3 would be a really good way to go with this. So, let's bring this into here. Come out to the hired worker screen. Select to create job. We want courseplay fieldwork. Everything is in the right place. Open the course generator. I think that must be the right width for the equipment that we've got on here. We're going to start work on the center and up and down manual. Fantastic. Let's generate course. Looking very good. Do we have an offset? That looks like it has an offset. Maybe not. Nope. Okay. So 3 headlands, and we're starting a little bit into the field. So over this way. And yeah, then this will get this job done, and we won't have to worry about it later. Getting ahead is definitely going to be the setup for today. If we don't get to start doing some seeding, then what we really need to get to doing is getting fields ready for us to do stuff. Away we go. First headland, and we're off. The level of stones on here doesn't seem to be too bad. We are at 85%, and we're about halfway through the field. So, yeah, it's probably going to be a couple of loads of stone off here. It is doing a grand job, this tractor, of pulling this. Although, as we get more full and as the actual piece of kit gets heavier, the tractor is struggling a little bit more. It does tend to bounce around a lot with these stones. One of the nice things in FS22 is the fact the stones are treated as actual objects and not just a piece of graphic or anything on the floor. You know, they have weight and they do make your tractor move about, which is quite nice. But it does throw us off course a little bit from time to time. And the turning circle on this stone picker is horrible. It's really quite difficult to turn around. It'd be nice if it had maybe some rear steering or something like that. But yeah, instead it's just a bit of a pain to get turned around. But all in all, it's doing a good job. We are probably, you know what, I'm going to empty once I finish this row. I think we'll be very close to being full at that point. And it's going to be that we need to do it. In fact, no, we are full now. Right. So I need to go and find somewhere to empty this out. And yeah, we're about halfway through the field before this needs emptying, which is good news. Wow, that is really, really heavy on the back of here. Let's get this back up to the yard. Somewhere ideally where I can shovel them up later and sell them if I want. If we find ourselves in a position where we are able or need to sell them, they won't make a huge amount of money as it stands at the moment. Actually, over in this corner here might be quite good. We'll just plonk them here. I don't want them somewhere in the way if I decide to build something. That's the thing. Yeah, by this tree at the back here in the corner is absolutely perfect. So tip them up and out. And then we can have a little pile of stones over here that we can just forget about. We're coming to the point now where the extra bit of the field up here is about to get sealed off from the rest. So I need to go and do the headland. So we'll lift up at this point and head up to the top of the field. It's going to take 2 rows to get the headland done, especially considering how far in it comes. So we'll just bring this around here, drop that down, and yeah, away we go. It's looking very clear at the moment, this field. It's going to be really good. we've got, this is our field that is entirely loam, and as a result, it is just it's going to be a fantastic field for us for this year's crop, especially if we can get it fully fertilized, and we've already got it limed. It's good or better across the whole field, which is great, and we want to get it as fully fertilized as possible as well. So that might end up costing us a bit, but we're gonna have the money. We're gonna have the money to do it now. As soon as we've planted, we will spread fertilizer on all our fields, and then we'll give it until we've got the soybeans sold, sort of June, July-ish time, by which point we should then be able to spread some fertilizer on these fields again, and hopefully give them a little bit more of a boost to get them up to full whack. And yeah, but that's how we're gonna do it. What we will have to do in the middle, of course, as well, is get rid of the weeds. We're gonna have to get a weeder on here. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, we can't use the spot sprayer on these fields because it's a little bit too much of a modern technology. I know this is a very modern stone picker, but the whole idea behind it is not overly modern. So yeah, I'm willing to forgo that, but I think the spot sprayer is probably going a touch too far. So yeah, we're going to be using the solid spreader, and we're going to be using a weeder on the farm to clear up the weeds, rather than going the full hog with a load of fertilizer across the whole fields, because yeah, that's not good. That will affect our environmental score, and we're trying to keep that up. I'd much rather get the weeder on here and do that than do the herbicide sprayer instead. This is my second full load of stones off this field, which is surprising because we still have a fair amount of the field to go. We are probably looking at getting maybe another 1,000 liters of stones off here, so 5,000 liters in total. I don't think 5,000 liters of stone will pay very much if we were to go and sell them. Let's just have a quick look in here. So stone is actually fairly far down the list. There we go. Stone. No sell point on here, so we'd have to place our own stone crusher, actually, which isn't a bad idea. How much is a stone crusher? Construction, production. Now, is it in here? No, we don't seem to have one there. Sell points, yeah, there we go. 10,000 to place our own stone crusher. But I don't think we'd make a huge amount from it, and we're not looking to really do much stonework. So yeah, I think dropping it there is probably the way to go, rather than buying a stone crusher where we're not going to be doing a lot of ploughing. The stones are really thick this end of the field. We've only done what, this is our 4th row since we've come back. And it is just, well, we're already over 600 stones, 600 liters of stone on here. I think my estimate of about 1,000 liters is not going to be that far out, to be honest. It is a lot of stone down this end. And this is why I'm trying to avoid doing ploughing as much as possible. If a field needs ploughing, then we'll do it. Otherwise, the idea is just to use the power harrow to work the fields enough to get the drill onto it, and then to drill into it that way. Otherwise, yeah, we end up with a lot of stones, a lot of extra work, a good chunk of extra money having to be spent, because obviously we spent 2,000 odd pounds, nearly 3,000 pounds on leasing this piece of kit. Yeah, I don't really want to be spending money where I don't have to. I mean, yes, as I said earlier, I could have saved a couple of hundred really doing this, but or using one of the Dagelmans. But this is a lot wider pickup. It's a lot quicker job, and the fact that it's only 2 in the afternoon means that we'll probably get to do some other work and some other bits and pieces today, which I really want to do. I think I'm probably going to leave the actual seeding until next time, but we can get the pigs, the pig food train set up now, which would be really useful. And we can do a couple of other bits and pieces. We can get the actually we might be able to go and get a bit of lime and do the last couple of fields we need to lime. So the bottom of field 12 still needs liming, and the and field 6 of course needs liming as well. So I need to go and grab the lime for doing both of those. This is going to do the whole way across here. That's fine. We're going to do the headlands up the top end of the field, and then yeah, we just got that headland down there to get done as well, and that will get all of our stones, and we are already over the 1,000 stone estimate that I had for the end of this field. Trying to get the final row of this headland in one go. I think I might actually make it. There are a couple that are a little bit wider than our pickup, but do we have any stones there? No, I think that's got them all. Let's have a quick check. We'll turn that off and fold it up, and then pop out here into our menu, and look at that, a stone-free field 1. So let's have a look. We've got field 6 actually is full of stones as well. So while we've got this, in fact, field 6, perfect place to go and use this on, because it'll not only get the stones cleared out, it'll also clear out the lime state, which means we can re-lime that field. What I might do is, if our other tractor, if the county has finished, we might get that doing this, and then we can get our 7810 doing some other stuff. Although we're not in a huge rush to lime these last 2 fields. So we definitely want to get this, though, sorting field 6 out while we've got it. Yeah, clearing that out and getting that done. So that's the last set of stones emptying out from field 1. And I want to go and check on where our county is doing field 3. So our hired worker in the county is currently going around and doing the headlands on here. So I think we probably want to take our 7810 up to field 6 and get started with that. It will work out better for us. I do really want to put a hired worker on it on field 6 if I can. But I think with this still working this field, our best bet is to go and do it ourselves. So back down to field 6 for our second time today, and oh, this is actually a fairly big field. Let's unfold this. And I think where we're going to do it, I'm going to line myself up along the top edge over here. And that way, we should be lined up across the whole field a bit better. Looks like the field has previously been worked slightly differently. It is annoying that it's got lime applied to it, and yet its pH value is still awful. And such a pity, but getting the stones up off here is going to give us the opportunity to reset the status, get it re-limed before we come to put sorghum in it later in the year, and give us a position to start from rather nicely. And it doesn't feel like I'm redoing work that's already been done with this stone picker, because we know we've got to pick up stones off this field. They're not particularly bad. They're fairly smallish stones, But while I've got it, I might as well use it and make sure this field is properly clear. We're making good progress on field 6 at the moment. It's gone 4:15, and we're not filling very quickly. The stones on here aren't very thick, so I think we're going to end up with this being a fairly low yielding stone field, and probably not filling up the stone picker, which isn't a bad thing. The less stones we ultimately have to deal with, the better, but it'll be good for us to get this field clear while we have the stone picker. And that's the thing, really. We want to use this while we have it and not kind of regret not doing this job when we have the chance. And yeah, we are making good progress. It might be a little bit into the evening to get this finished, but then this job will be done. This field will then be ready for us to relime and get the pH up along with the bottom half of field 12, which is great. And it means that next time we should be able to get field 1 and the top part of field 12 planted. We still have some we still need to do the middle part of field 12. That still needs to be power harrowed, so we'll get the county doing that next time. Something I do want to ask you guys is I remember growing up when we had tractors like this doing the seeding, we would have dual wheels on the back. Do you think we should put dualies on the back of this for when we're seeding? I quite like the idea, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Let us know in the comments. Do you think we should put duals on this 7810 for when we got the seeder out? I'm intrigued to know what your thoughts are, but we are motoring through this field now, and we're actually, despite the fact we're slightly behind schedule, we are gonna catch up very quickly. You can see now the difference between having small stones on a field, which is what we've got on here, and having large stones on a field, which is what we had on field 1. We are only up to 895 liters of stone, and we are over halfway through this field. So it is, yeah, it is a lot less. And to be perfectly honest, we could probably have just rolled these in. They are all small stones. They will all roll in, and we are going to have to roll our fields after we've seeded. So they would have just rolled in. But as I said, I've got the stone picker. We might as well pick them off the field and reset the lime status on here. I think if I wasn't going to need to lime this field, I would probably have left it well alone and just got our power harrow over it. But as it does have stones on it, we might as well get them picked up and get them off and use this bit of equipment. As I said, it feels like I'm not double working the field. I am actually doing something useful on here, which is also resetting the line status. So that's all good. We want to bring this so that we get this triangular section of the field done now. As I said before, we're zooming through this quite nicely. Don't think we've left any stones there, and we should get this done this evening. It is, yeah, just coming up to 6 o'clock. I'm hoping we'll have this done in the next hour. Just gone 7 o'clock, and there's very little of the field left, but there is still some of the field left. I think getting it done in the last hour would have been a little bit, well, I think it was a little bit hopeful. It's not a huge amount of field left. What we do have, though, is a fiddly bit of field left. So trying to get turned around on this bit is proving to be a lot of fun. But I am managing to do it for the most part. But yeah, this side's not so bad. It's the angle, the acute angle that we've got to get round on the other side is causing me a few issues. But as I said, we are coming to the end of this, and I think it won't be long after sunset that we get this field finished. Always find these final bits of a field, the fiddly bits of the field, the hardest to do. There's so much maneuvering all the time, and you're doing far more of that than you are actually getting the field worked, and it gets a little bit annoying from that point of view. But I'm saying but a lot today, actually. But we are nearly there. I got the last. Well, I think what I'm going to do is just back this up here and bring it over. No point in turning all the way around for this, because that is the last little bit there. Right, just headlands to do, and then I'm going to head back down to the farm, and we are only 80% full. In fact, we're not even 80% full. I think one more stone and we probably will be. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, not much left to do. We'll see how much we've got when we go back to dip it at the farm. So it's taken an extra 2 hours beyond where I originally estimated, but we are finally on our way home with the stone picker. I'm quite happy with what we've achieved today. We have got ourselves nicely set up for seeding. As I said, I'd like to have had the spring barley in by the end of March, but that just wasn't to be, just wasn't a possibility. We are going to be doing winter wheat instead of spring barley next year. So by this point, we should have had everything sorted and not be quite so cramped in this part of the year. But we will get the canola in and the spring barley in. We'll get the canola in and the spring barley in next year, or next month, sorry, and that will mean that we are nicely in the clear. Whoa, still got a lot of weight on the back. Well, we've got 87% of this full. Another 1,700 litres of stones to dump in the corner of our farm here. So we're going to pull this round and get this tipped out. I'm then going to go and drop this off. I'm actually going to go and clean this and get it dropped off because we need to get all those things done. But I think that's a fairly decent place to end it for this evening. So that's where we're going to go. All that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.